TSA will no longer require travelers to remove their shoes when they go through our security checkpoints.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem announcing the next time that you are at the airport, your shoes can stay on. Noem cites improved screening technology for the change. She says while it is no longer standard procedure, some passengers may still be asked to remove their shoes. The new change could also signal a willingness to make things easier for folks going through and speed things up in those security lines. Here now, Clint Henderson, managing editor of news at The Points Guy. So I guess not every shoe size fits all here. Some might still be asked. What's the deal?
So this is another good reason to get Real ID compliant, because the folks who are going to have to take off their shoes still are most likely to be those who do not have a Real ID compliant driver's license or ID. So secondary screening for some means they'll have to take their shoes off. But this is a welcome change. This has been a policy since 2006. There was an attempted bombing of a transatlantic flight with liquids inside of a shoe. The shoe bomber, Richard Reed, was unsuccessful, and there really hasn't been any reports of anyone trying to do something similar since then. A lot of people called it security theater, and it slowed down the lines. And actually, this could potentially create security issues, because if the line backs up to get into TSA, that can be a target for a terrorist inside the airport. So I think this is actually really smart policy. I'm so glad the technology has come far enough that it looks like they're not too worried about someone trying to sneak a bomb on this way.
Right. And I think that's a welcome change, right? It's an inconvenience to take off your shoes. I always think about having to walk on the dirty airport floor. But there are other things that slow down security. What are those, and are those going to be addressed?
So the really interesting one that a lot of people hate is the liquids rule. So again, in response to an attempted terror attack, they sort of overnight banned liquids going through your carry-ons, except for very limited amounts of liquid, and there was an exception for breast milk. But essentially, there are machines, the larger CT machines, that are slowly rolling out across the country that will allow them to screen larger amounts of liquids. So this rule could go away, but the government says not till 2040. And why is that, you ask? Because the machines will not be fully rolled out until 2040. There's all these limitations with these machines. They do a great job, but they're huge. They have to be have reinforced floors sometimes. And so airports are not investing in these. I'm hoping that rule gets scrapped sooner rather than later. In fact, some airports in London, in the UK, are already scrapping the liquids rule. So I'm hopeful that's the next to go.
Yeah, and hopefully we don't have to wait 15 years for it. Yeah. All right, Clint, thanks as always.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.